What is good, guys? Welcome to another video on the YouTube channel. Happy Tuesday. Finally got to trade. Monday I did not trade because of the bank holiday yesterday, Labor Day, right? And yeah, today we finally got a trade in. Yesterday I actually did trade, but it was a paper trade and I was just fooling around. So yeah, yesterday I didn't post much content either, but besides the point. Today's another trade recap, of course, right? Only trade recaps for now on the channel because there's really nothing to do where I live, right? So, yeah, let's get on with the video. So, trade today was pretty simple. Unfortunately, got stopped at break. Not unfortunate, it was valid break-even point. Break-even there, and then it went to my whatever it did, right? But this is what happened. So, today I came in bearish. Why? Daily. Oh yeah, first I gotta show you guys my executions, just for the correctability. So here you can see, I entered right here on this candle, and closed with that candle right here. Took one contract off there. So let me turn this off so it doesn't annoy me. All right. Coming into today, I was bearish because we broke structure to the downside on the daily. Broke structure to the downside to the daily. We're overall bearish on the daily right now. 4 hour is looking very bearish. We're disrespecting bearish structure, like this candle right here. We inverse this gap right here. We have good draws on liquidity to the downside. My main draw on liquidity for today, I was more bearish, was this low right here. That was my main draw on liquidity. And then, yeah, we have an hourly, still looking bearish. As I said, draw on liquidity is this low right here. We did take out this low right here, and we formed a bullish SMT, so I did have some conditions coming into today, and I will show you guys that in a bit. We have our session highs and lows, previous days highs, previous days lows, whatever. Then, yeah. From the higher time frames, that's what I see, is that we're bearish, and we look like we want that low right here. But then, I'm going to show you guys my conditions that I shared in the Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, let me know, and I'll send you guys over the link. So, here I said, good morning, how are you doing? But coming into today, I am leaning more bearish. Overall structure in the higher time frame is bearish, but before taking any trades, I am going to wait for news to come out at 10 a.m. I forgot to tell you guys that. We do have news at 10 a.m., which was ISM Manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m., a red folder, so definitely got to wait for that. Damn, if you guys can hear those dogs barking. But yeah, 10 a.m., the drawn liquidity for shorts would be that 4-hour low if we retrace it into equilibrium of the range and fill in the hourly gap for shorts. But the draws on liquidity to the downside, to the upside is good too. If we were to take out the prominent low before us and showing bullish order flow to the upside, could go for longs. My main target would be equilibrium of the hourly fair value gap and the hourly fair value gap of the range. And keep in mind, we do have a high time frame SMT at the lows and whatever. So I had 3 conditions, 1 long, 1 short. My short condition was this: we had equilibrium from on the hourly, because we needed a retrace, right? We had from this high to this low, right? No, it was not from that low. It was from here. So let me mark it out for you. So we had here to here, which like lined up kind of well with the hourly fair value gap. So that would be a nice short setup. So like I said, we come up and then take out the prominent low. Here you can see we have the bullish SMT. Conditions for longs: we come down, take out the prominent low, made another SMT because ES was all the way the fuck up there, and we made the SMT at the lows took out that, and we also did retrace into a 5-minute gap that it respected. So right here, have this 5-minute gap. It clearly respects that, right? Yeah. Then we look for an inversion there, or maybe a retrace to all the way to previous day's highs, maybe. But my main target, like I said, would be equilibrium and this hourly fair value gap. Now, why would that be my main target? It's because overall structure on the higher time frames are bearish. So if we were to go all the way to previous day's highs, that'd be less probable because we're in bearish structure. So maybe it just wants to retrace here after taking out this and then go lower. So we never know. That'd be my main target, and that's why. Then shared some of the charts. And then another thing for longs would be if we didn't even take out that prominent low, we maintained this bullish SMT. We came up, we disrespected some other bearish gaps, retraced into a bullish, preferably a 5-minute fair value gap, 5 to 15-minute fair value gap, to go higher and reach previous day's highs. And again, my main target would be equilibrium and this hourly gap. I already explained why. But yeah, those are my conditions coming today. Now market opens, we immediately take out this low right here, the prominent low that I said. Make an SMT at the lows. Like I said, we respect this 5-minute fair value gap, already showing bullish structure. Now, I really wanted to enter in that. Why did I not enter on it? Because of news, right? My rule is to not trade before news. Wait for news to come out. I did wait for news. It presented a very nice setup, but this setup was good as well. Right off market open. But the thing is, I think I wouldn't have taken this anyway during market open. Let me see if we're recording. I don't think I'd take this during market open, right off market open, because I've had some past experience with market opens, like trading right on market open. Like some were good, some were bad. But this setup was good. I would have probably taken it. Maybe not, to be honest, probably not. The setup for this one would be if we made SMT, we take out the prominent low, we're respecting this 5-minute gap. And I just wait for all of this to get inversed, which was with this candle right here. We need to enter off that. Stops could go below this gap right here. And the targets would be hourly fair value gap for a nice 1 to 3. Alright, but I didn't enter off of it again because of news. So definitely gotta wait for news. Followed my rules, that's all I can do. Then market kept pushing up, and then we kept making these 5-minute fair value gaps right here. And we also made a 15-minute fair value gap right here. Now, what was my thought process on this? If we weren't going to go to my level that I wanted to at first, we would have taken a trade. The A+ scenario, and it's not A+ because it didn't, yeah, A+, I guess, would be here, right? If we would want to retrace into this 15-minute gap, we'd want equilibrium, like from here at least, right? But it came up and it took it out. We didn't get any type of retraces. So what was I thinking? We have all these imbalances to get filled because we're a little bit extended to the upside, and I want to see this price range get rebalanced, right? So this is why I took the MEC model. The MEC model, its purpose is to look for rebalances, to rebalance the ranges. I actually hate when it does that. Rebalance the ranges, and that's what we took. So right here, you could see we have a 5-minute high right here. We took out that 5-minute high. We filled in equilibrium of this range. Why do I not have it marked out? Mark it out real quick. Since we did take the low, I had to count that. But right here, boom. Like I said, we took out the 5-minute high. We're in equilibrium. We tapped into the hourly fair value gap, and we took out this high right here, making an SMT. Now, this was A+. This was a very nice setup, right? Very nice setup. We have an SMT at these highs. Honestly, this would have been A+ if it was a higher, like a more prominent high. This is just a 5-minute high, even though it is an SMT. And yeah, it's a good SMT, but it wasn't a prominent high, so it wouldn't have been A+ in my occasion. It would have been an A setup, because we did get equilibrium, we filled in the gap, and we took out a high, making SMT. I love those type of setups. Always would love to take those setups, no hesitation whatsoever. This is the news candle right here. We do have data highs, so preferably I wanted to wait for data highs to get taken out as well. But we were showing some good momentum to the downside, and I wanted to take a short because that was my bias. I was more bearish. We have this 1-minute fair value gap here because we didn't have any other fair value gaps on the 2, 3, or 5-minute. So I took it off this one because it is the highest time frame inversion. Took it off that. Right when we inversed it, I entered. It's a 1 to 1.47 risk to reward. Today I did risk incorrectly. I wanted to risk 250 stop loss right at these highs and TP at this 15-minute unfulfilled fair value gap. Now I wanted to, what did I say? I wanted to risk 250, and when I calculated my risk, it said 2.7, so I just rounded it up to 3. And right when it started dumping, right when it closed, I entered, and then my stop loss, like, it was around right here. This is where I wanted to enter. And what I could have done differently, now that I learned this, since I entered right there, hold up. Since I wanted to enter like right when it inversed, it did go down a bit. So what I could have done differently is this. So I could have shorted, not shorted yet, but put a buy limit, a sell limit right at the inverse. Wait for it to retest for a better risk to reward. See, that would have been a 2. Wait, can you hear that? Ow, that hurts. 1 to 2.32 risk to reward. That would have been so nice. Now that I learned, I can do that. So in these occasions, I'd wait for a retest from that inverse fair value gap. As you can see, it respected it. It went down. W. But yeah, it retested that. I could have waited, like I said. But I just entered right when it inversed down here, which kind of fucked with my risk reward and fucked with my risk management, because I ended up risking 375. I ended up risking 375. TP was for like 500. So yeah, definitely wanted to, because I wanted to at least a 1 to 2, because since I'm in drawdown, like I'm in drawdown for what, $948 right now. If I take A+ setups for minimum 1 to 2, I'm out of drawdown in 2 trades, right? Done. And yeah, all I needed is 2 setups. But now that I learned, I can just put a sell limit here, right at the inverse fair value gap, and wait for it to retest. If it doesn't retest, whatever, right? It happens. It's part of the game, and I don't get the trade in. But if it does, like it did today, we would have gotten a solid risk to reward. But back to the trade. Now that we entered, we have this 5-minute gap and this 15-minute right here that I wanted to see get rebalanced. What happened here is that what was I saying? After we tapped into the 5-minute gap, not take out because it's not a low or whatever, we tapped into the 5-minute gap, and I went break even here and also took profit here. So I took 1 contract off. I entered in with 3, as you can see right here. I went in with 3 contracts, took 1 off here for a profit of $60, I think it is. $61. $61 and yeah. And then put my stops to break even. I was debating if I wanted to go break even this early or not. It wasn't too early. This was a valid break even spot and take profit. Why? Because we don't have any type of lows here. So if there was a low here, maybe I wouldn't have gone break even. Because right here would be a 1-to-1. So if there was a low down here, that's where I would have gone break even. So if I were to go break even here and there were to be a low there, I would have, got probably panicked here. Went into, fluctuated in my stop loss or drawdown, and then we would have gone break even here and hit take profit. But since we didn't have any type of lows here and we just filled in this 5-minute, I took profit there and I went break even there. It's valid. It's valid. And then we got stopped out of break even, unfortunately, right? Yeah, break even there. And then, yeah, nothing much else. How long is this video? Holy crap, 60 minutes? But yeah, hopefully I explained everything well. I think. I think I've explained everything pretty good of my whole thought process. This was a good setup. I'd give it an A setup. This would have been A++ if it was, like I said, a prominent high, and if equilibrium were in this fair value gap. Now, I would be A++, right? But it didn't. So what can we do about it? We only take the good setups. And yeah. As you can see, we went break even, and then it went to our target right here, unfortunately. I hate doing this, bro. But yeah, as you can see there. But yeah, that concludes the trade recap. Hopefully I explained everything well. If you guys have any questions or like any advice for me, just comment down below any questions or advice, because I always love getting some advice, because always looking forward to holy crap, I just spat all over my computer. Always looking to improve my trading, improve my psychology and everything and above, outside trading and inside trading. And yeah, just leave down in the comment down below any questions, any advices. And if you guys want to join the free Discord with the sole intention of networking and connecting with other people, it's completely free. Let me know, and I'll go to my Instagram, because I do not know how to put my links in YouTube yet. I have to figure that out. And yeah, just go to my Instagram at JC Trades. I'll leave the @ in the description below. And yeah, so see you guys on the next trade recap. Hopefully we can get a banger trade tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a drawdown this week. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next trade recap. God bless y'all and trade safe. See ya.